What makes a good campaign speech? A good campaign speech changes the way people feel. It changes the way they behave. It changes the way they think. If you would like to know how to write a speech like that, stay with me because I got a lot to share. Here's a hard truth about most political speeches. They are boring. They are completely unmemorable. A politician says a bunch of words and the next day the audience can't remember a single word the politician said. They were aimless, they were filled with blather, and people don't like it when they have to sit through speeches like that from politicians. You don't win votes that way, you lose votes. What is a good campaign speech? It's a story that evokes human emotions. It's a story that is structured in an entertaining way so that they get the point of your story in something that is relevant to them and the way they live and the problems they are facing. That is a good campaign speech. So we'll start with number one. What is a speech that evokes human emotions? Well, let's start with what human emotions are. Anger, fear, hope, happiness, sadness, surprise, disgust, contempt. Those are all human emotions. And here's the dirty little secret. If during your speech you hit a button that evokes one of those human emotions in an instant, you change the way people feel. The next day, they may not remember a lot of the facts and figures that you may have used in your speech, but they will never forget the fact that you changed the way they felt when you gave your speech. That makes you memorable. That creates a bond with members of your audience. And if you can do that in the course of a campaign speech, you will find that you're picking up support, volunteers, and campaign contributions every time you talk. Okay, let's go to number two. What's the best way to do this? The best way to do this is with a story. A good story has a certain structure. I'm going to list several elements of what a good story is. There is the element of a threat. There is fear. There is a victim. There is a villain. There is resolution. There is evil, and there is a hero. Now, here's a practical application of those elements of a good story, and I'm just going to go through a quick example here. Say you're running for office in a city, and there's a certain part of your city where you got a problem with gang violence, and that people are talking about it, and bad things are happening in this neighborhood after dark because of gang activity. Well, that is a threat. The evil is that children are dying young because of the gang activity in a particular neighborhood. The villain could be the opponent that you are running against who is refusing to do anything about it or not using his power to fix this problem, or is prescribing a policy prescription that is making it worse, not better. The fear is that it's going to spread, that members of your audience may someday be a victim of this cancer that begins to envelop your city. Resolution is electing someone who will do something about the problem. And here, the hero, well, that gets to be you because it's your story, it's what you're talking about, and you can be the hero that's going to fix the problem. In short order, those are the elements of a story. Now, I wasn't the one that designed this critique of a story. I learned it. And I'm going to test this. If you think I'm wrong about any of this, remember the greatest movies you have ever seen. the ones that you couldn't stop watching. If you go back and look at one of those movies that really kept you on the edge of the seat, here's a little secret. You're going to find all of the elements of a great story in that movie, because what makes a great movie? It is a movie that is a great story. Now, if you want to really touch hearts and move minds with a campaign speech, and you want to make it not just good, but great, if you really want to have an impact on your audience, do these two things. Tell a story, touch hearts and human emotions. That's the secret of a good campaign speech. And I guarantee you, you'll not be just remembered the next day. People will be talking about that speech months later. There are many other things that go into developing a good campaign speech, but I just told you the secrets of a really great one. Now, if you need to write a political campaign speech, or if you're looking for information on how you can do one that's just right for you, I have the perfect video for you to watch. It's in the link underneath this video. It's called How to Write a Political Campaign Speech, and I go into a lot of other details about things that I did not mention in this video. Go there and watch it while this is still fresh in your mind.